Back this month with another Veterans Voices Spotlight. You guys know we like to highlight our local veterans and get to know them every month here on Acadiana Live. This month, the Private First Class of the United States Army, Mr. Pridgeon Fontenot. Mr. Fontenot, thank you so much for being here.
Good. It's good to be able to come.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here. 98 years old. That is amazing. You fought in World War II, but take us back to whenever you joined the Army. What was that like, that transition for you into the Army?
It's kind of difficult because I came off the farm, and we, the farm boys, worked in the field till the crop was all harvested before to go to school. So I missed the first 6 weeks of school, and then I was behind the class. I was in the senior class, so I decided to drop out.
What was your time serving like?
Well, we took basic in Fort Hood, Texas, which was pretty bad. It was very hot in the afternoon when we got there, so we didn't know where to get some blankets or nothing. And at night it got so cold, we couldn't find the light switches to put the light on to find us anything to cover with. So we had a rough start there.
A local author wrote a book called Frenchy about French-speaking Cajuns who fought in World War II, and I believe you were featured in the book?
Yes. He interviewed me twice where I live at, in an assisted living home. He's been there twice.
I do always like to ask our veterans this because each one has a little bit of a different answer, but any maybe biggest lessons that you learned or how the Army shaped you into who you are today?
Well, it's just, Fort Hood was a rough place and a rough basic training. We always said if you survive Fort Hood, you can survive anywhere. And I did. So after 17 weeks there, I had a 13-day leave at my family's house. Then I went to, I'd say New York, and from there we did stay for a day or two. And we got on the ship in Fort Meade, Maryland, January the 1st, 1945. And it took us about 2 weeks to get to France. And I got placed in the armored division, riding in a half-track. And we had a convoy, the half-track and a tank. Wherever we went, we was on a convoy, a group, going. And I was put in a motor squad, which is a little cannon you carry around with you. You drop a little shell in down it. It goes up and blows up when it hits the ground or wherever it hits.
You're staying active, though, with local veterans with the American Legion Post 77 in Rayne. What do you guys do?
We have a meeting the first Tuesday of every month, and they do different things, but I never was a member, an officer. I just followed the group, I met all the meetings I could, though, and paid all my dues.
Yeah. But you are currently the longest living member of that post, and even, what was it, the most years active in the American Legion Post 77?
Yes.
That's amazing.
I've been there ever since 1946 when I come out of the service.
Our Veterans Voices Spotlight for the month of September. Again, Private First Class Mr. Pridgeon Fontenot joining us for Veterans Voices.